Okay, I'm back. And anyways, though, as you can see, we the part we have all the weapons now, because as I mentioned, I actually left out 2 weapons. So now we have all the weapons. And now though we can go ahead and start chapter 13. Now the thing is though, I'm not going to use this file. I'm going to use my file that I've already completed because chapter 13 is the final chapter. And I do not though want to refight the boss again, because the way it goes is you have to refight the boss you have to fight here is super hard. I've only beaten it once, and I recorded it, and it took me forever. So hold on, I'm gonna go switch to the other file. But as you can see though, we're 97 complete, so that means, because this won't open up until you have all the weapons, it will tell you to go back and get all the weapons and view the final chapters in view the final parts in chapter 12. So hold on. Alright, so here we are in my original chapter that I did for practice. And as you can see, I've already got all 13 done, but we're going to go ahead and watch chapter 13. So, biting the world farewell, climbing the dragon, slip into the light, and disappear. Perhaps Sierra will tell their tale. So yeah, so instead, in the last part, what happened was we made Sierra destroy his pact with Golem, which killed the Queen Beast. But instead, we're going to go ahead and fight the Queen Beast instead. And I'll show you what that looks like real quick, and then I'm going to cut to the part I already recorded for, because no way in hell I'm fighting the Queen Beast again. I'll try, just for fun, maybe I'll try real quick. But that fight is so goddamn hard. It's not even funny.
It's the end, the end.
You have no idea how many times I had to see the cutscene for it.
What god can help us now?
No gods have ever heard your prayers. To catch the lion's cub, you must enter the lion's den.
No, Kaim! Don't go! Please don't leave me alone!
We will meet again, if we live.
But at least... don't forget me! Ever!
Time lives hand in hand with good and evil. We too must adapt to this world of chaos.
Is this the land of the gods? What is this?
So here's the fight.
What can
This
we do?
thing, what can we do? So, the fight is completely different from every other boss fight, because here, it's basically become a rhythm game, and by pressing the square, you can summon purple, you can summon white rings, and by pressing triangle, you destroy the black rings. Now, the interesting thing about this fight is, one thing though to mention is you can only get hit once and you die. One hit, you're dead. And if you mess up, it's not good. And this is hard. It's really hard. It's easy at the beginning, and I got to the point where I knew this all on the top of my head. It's just getting to the final part is where it's hard. So the interesting thing is the Queen Beast is basically trying to sing us to death. And this is a concept that's explored more, definitely in the other game, more particularly Drakengard 3. But the funny thing is, this ending that we're going to get here is the ending that goes for Nier and Nier Automata. So yeah, you don't want to mess up with the... If you get the wrong colors, it just completely erases every ring you've created. So as you can see, I'm doing fine now. This part isn't the hard part. This is not the hard part. The hard part is... See, that's what happens when you mess up. And then you can't attack... Then you can't do it for a second, see? This isn't the part that's hard, though. This part's pretty easy, honestly. This part is pretty easy. And as you can see, we have a time limit. We just have to survive for 40 more seconds. But this is the part right here that's coming up. And I already recorded it. Because I knew the minute I started this, I'm like, okay, I'm only going to be able to beat this once. There's no way that I can ever beat this again. So, to make my life easier, I'm just going to this is the part right here. See, I'm not even going to try and do that again. It gets intense. So, you'll see in the recording, and then, you know, I'll talk over it too. But, yeah, so, I'm going to start that part right now. Okay, so here we are, again. What can we do? So here we are, and this time I will beat the Queen Beast. And as I said before, this is already a recorded part. So as I said before, the beginning and the middle is actually pretty easy. It's the end that's hard, and I think there's a couple of different reasons why the end is hard. For one, it's just really fast and rapid. But also, I think my PlayStation 2 controller is kind of sticky-ish in its buttons. I had to get another PlayStation 2 controller just to beat this, because my first one was really bad. And I actually use a trick pretty soon to actually make this easier. What you do is I do two different things. One, I have a Word document that has all the rings, so I know which rings are coming up. And then I also pause it so that I can count it. Because what you want to do is just know what's coming up and then press the buttons real fast. But even then, though, the slight second that you pause it can cause can be an issue because the rings can still come at you. And if you accidentally press the wrong button, then you destroy all the rings coming up afterwards. So you can really get yourself in a bad situation. So yeah, right now, as you can see, not really hard because at this point I've played a lot of it, so I know the rhythm relatively easy without even looking. I just kind of know what it is. But yeah, it's right when it gets around the not the 20 mark, but I don't remember exactly. So yeah, we're getting there though. And oh, I almost see. This is where I start pausing. So I start looking at my my Word document to see what is coming up next, and it makes it it's kind of a cheap trick. But I just couldn't do it without it because, as you've seen, the rings come at an incredibly fast rate. So yeah, I just keep pausing and then I press the buttons. But even then, though, it can be... It's not a full sure method because you can still not press the buttons out fast enough, or if you don't have a list that says the correct ring order. Because I think what was happening was I had a list that gave me a ring order slightly wrong, so it meant one of the rings I shot out would make all the other rings behind it disappear, and that would put me in a bad position to where I couldn't keep up with the rings coming out. So yeah, so this part isn't too hard still, even with the... You don't even have to pause it. I was just... What I was trying to do is just get ahead of the rings coming out. So you have the rings barely be out before the other rings will come out, so that way you can just keep getting the other rings ready, so you have it all queued up. Because otherwise, this is the part where it's hard. This is the part where all the rings start coming out really, really fast, and you can't really... Yeah, this is where it comes out real fast. And so I was just like, okay, I gotta have this ready. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, it's the 20 mark that's hard. I remember when I beat this, I actually went outside and I screamed. Well, it wasn't a scream, but I was just like... I felt, you know, after Travis Touchdown has sex with Sylvia, I kind of just go out the room like that. And I didn't say downward dog, but I said I beat the Queen Beast. It's pretty magical. I was so happy because it's like that was the hardest boss I've ever beaten. But I just actually recently just recorded a new boss for my brand new LP that's going to be coming out. It's not a boss we'll fight till the very end of the LP, but I just have the stuff ready so that I can beat it now, and I just happened to beat it, and it was extremely hard. It was really hard, but so now that'll be 2 really hard bosses under my belt. So that'll be great when I actually get to LP that. But we're still in Drakengard, so as you can see, the rings are insane, and it's even kind of hard to count them. So it's kind of easier to count them on the side, because if you count them from the front, they all kind of blur together. But from the side, you can see the edges separate. But as you can see, though, I keep saying a lot. If you look, I almost said as you can see, if you look, the rings are just barely not touching me. And right here, I was just sweating beads. I was just like, oh god. And then I did it. But they try and kill you with one more ring. With a black ring, but it's so slow, it can't hit. I mean, it could hit you if you're not careful. Like, if you're just like, you know, when you just threw down your remote and you're like, I beat it. But then you don't notice that there's a black ring and then you get hit. And that'd be terrible. But yeah, though, that is the Queen Beast. Again, super hard. Apparently not as hard as the final boss in Drakengard 3, which I heard is similar to this, but even worse. And I can't even imagine that. I haven't gone there yet, but I'm not liking the sound of it being worse. Because this boss made me pull out my curly hair. It was that. See, I didn't even press any buttons. I was just like... I was just so floored that I beat it. I was so damn happy. Okay, but there's a free expedition mission, but that's something I'll do in the bonus part, so... Back to the story.
This is Bravo 1. Unidentified target has been neutralized. Over and out.
So there we go. That is Drakengard Ending E. So that is all the endings in the game. And Ending E, as I've stated before, is the ending that has Nier come after it, then Nier Automata. So yeah, I really enjoyed LPing this game. I really like this game a lot. It's got a lot of faults in it, but something about this game I absolutely love. I really like this game, and I come back to it actually more times than I would think. So yeah, though, so I'm just gonna let the credits run. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to have some bonus episodes, though. We're going to have a bonus episode where I show all the weapons and the stories. And there's also kind of an interesting... there's also a bonus episode I want to do that involves this funny little side mission you can do to get kind of a unique skin, you'd kind of say, for Angelus. So I'm going to see you then. So this is Yohhamgambal. Thanks for watching next time. I hope you enjoyed this LP, and I'll see you when I start my brand new LP. And hopefully, if I ever get to do the... other Drakengard series, if I ever do Drakengard 2, Nier and Nier Automata, I hope you join me for those, because I feel like those are going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye.
for playing.